Hi everyone, I'm Alice from Tap with Alice, and in this video I'd like to talk with you about some of the differences and similarities between having EFT tapping sessions and counselling sessions. EFT, I'm an EFT practitioner. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique, and it's a method of tapping on acupressure points whilst talking about your problems. So there's the first difference right there. In counselling, there isn't that somatic element of tapping on the body, it's just the talking. So, in a counselling session, you'll be encouraged to talk about your thoughts and your feelings, and it's a really good space for people who perhaps don't have that place anywhere else. So, not everybody has a person in their family or a friendship circle that they can talk about their problems with. Um, for many reasons, maybe they don't feel comfortable with those people, or maybe they are quite lonely and don't know anyone, or maybe the problem concerns those people themselves, and so they can't obviously talk about it to them. So counselling can be a really good place to get that off your chest for people that need to talk, and be heard in a safe therapeutic space. Um, with EFT, EFT is often described as a kind of talk therapy with tapping, which is quite descriptive, really, because in EFT, you're also encouraged to talk about your thoughts and feelings. And just like in counselling, the EFT practitioner will ask you questions. The difference being that with EFT, the practitioner is very likely to stop you when you're talking, and focus in on a certain part of something that you've said, so that you can use the tapping on that part. So for some people, it can feel a bit disjointed in EFT that they don't get to say everything to tell their story in the same way. Sometimes an EFT practitioner will feel that that's useful to tell the story with tapping. And in other cases, they might stop the person and focus in on a certain point in order to balance that part. So counselling can be a better space for people who would like to just tell their story, who need to get that out and off their chests and be heard. Um, one advantage of EFT over counselling is that there is this somatic element. So when we bring the body in, we're also able to balance the trauma in the brain at a body level. When trauma is stored in the body, and is activated by current present day events, EFT is very good for helping to clear that. Whereas with counselling, it's just talking, and you can talk yourself round in circles, you can re-traumatize yourself, and you can just get nowhere. It can be helpful for some things, but not for everything. Just as EFT is particularly helpful for some things and not so much for other things. In terms of the number of sessions that you might need, it's pretty similar. I would say in general, perhaps EFT is slightly fewer sessions. But in counselling, if you came with one specific problem, you might have 6 to 8 sessions, just as with EFT, you might start off with 6 to 8 sessions to get started on a problem. With EFT, if you're working on your personal development and personal growth, you can, of course, tap for years. I've been doing it for years and I'm still tapping on my stuff, just because I'm interested in personal development and growth, not because I have a particular issue. And in counselling, you would probably expect to finish the course of counselling within a couple of years. And if you had another issue, you might go again. So it really depends. It's kind of open-ended. I think both are quite open-ended. So that's a little bit about my impression of counselling compared with EFT tapping. And thanks so much for watching. You can find me on tapwithalice.com. Bye.